All right, hello and welcome to the 2021 Child Abuse Prevention Month and Sexual Assault Awareness Month Proclamation. Child abuse is a horrific experience with lasting effects. Unfortunately, it is also a common experience in America. Nearly 700,000 children are abused in the U.S. each year. It's estimated that at least 1 in 7 children in the U.S. have experienced child abuse or neglect in the past year. In 2018, an estimated of 1,770 children died from child abuse and neglect in the United States. Children who experience any form of violence in childhood have a 13% greater likelihood of not graduating from high school. Adult survivors of childhood abuse are more likely to experience mental health difficulties, including depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, PTSD, eating disorders, and substance use disorders. Adult survivors of child abuse are more likely to engage in high-risk behaviors like smoking, alcohol and drug use, and unsafe sex. They're also more likely to report overall lower health than those who haven't experienced child abuse. Here in Trempealeau County, the Trempealeau County Department of Human Services Children and Families Unit received 413 reports in the year 2020. Of those reports, 131 were screened in to be investigated by our staff. While child abuse is a profound problem, there are things that each one of us can do to help prevent and stop the cycle of child abuse, including today we have our yard signs available for $10. We also have window decals and stickers. All proceeds from these go towards child abuse prevention efforts such as public education, outreach, and connections to services for children and families in Trempealeau County. Educate yourself about child abuse and how to assist in the prevention efforts. Advocate for policies that strengthen financial security for families and family-friendly workplace environments. Be a part of fostering natural community supports that improve opportunities for children, parents, and families. If you see something, say something. Be kind, understanding, and empathetic. Give hugs, praise, and comfort to all children. Please welcome Kim Jones with New Horizons.
So I'm Kim Jones, sexual assault advocate at New Horizons, and I work out of Trempealeau County visiting all of the schools and all of the adults who have experienced sexual abuse, sexual assault, or sexual violence to help them on their path towards recovery. We've got some things coming up this month for April. Part of our effort to reduce child sexual abuse is our Darkness to Light Stewards of Children program. We've extended the deadline to register for our upcoming English session that's on the 5th. There are some flyers over there on the table, and we also have a session later in the month in Spanish. Both of those are free and they're completely virtual. Wednesday, April 28th, the last Wednesday of the month, is Denim Day, so we encourage everyone to wear denim to show supports for survivors. And also, part of that is a fundraising effort so that our Trempealeau County seniors and our La Crosse County seniors can submit an essay and potentially win a $500 scholarship towards their post-secondary education. I've got flyers advertising that information too, and I thank you all for inviting us to be a part of this, and I thank you all for showing up for our proclamation today. Without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Jeannie Nutter, who's our County Board Supervisor.
I feel like this is important, so I should stand up. First of all, I've been a social worker for my whole life, and probably of the 40-some years I was in direct practice, it was in child welfare, foster care, and special needs adoption. I'm now teaching potential social workers working at UW-Eau Claire, doing a field unit. So you are my people, and I love you, and I'm not ignoring the judges and the law enforcement because you are a very important part of the work that social workers do. So I commend all of you for your incredible work and dedication to this field. And I'm very proud to represent you on the Human Services Board. So I better read this before I start crying. Whereas child abuse and neglect are pervasive yet preventable issues in our communities, and whereas communities and family support networks can and should prioritize the safety and well-being of all children, And whereas child maltreatment can lead to a broad range of short and long-term physical and emotional health problems, and whereas research demonstrates that building family protective factors like social and emotional competence of children, knowledge of parenting and child development, social connections and parental resilience, concrete supports in times of needs, promotes the optimal development of children and reduces the likelihood of child abuse and neglect. And whereas child maltreatment can be reduced by ensuring families are supported in building protective factors through strength-based policies, programming, and public awareness. And whereas during the month of April, the state of Wisconsin embraces pinwheels for prevention, as the pinwheel has come to serve as the physical embodiment or reminder of the great childhoods we all want for children. And whereas all Wisconsinites have the responsibility to care for kids across our state, ensuring they grow up with protective factors in their homes, schools, and communities. Now therefore, I, Jeannie Nutter, Human Services Board member, do hereby proclaim April 2021 as Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Month and Sexual Assault Awareness Month throughout Trempealeau County, the state of Wisconsin, and I commend this observation to all community residents. And yes, it does. It takes a village to raise a child and protect children, so thank you.
So in closing, I'm going to read a poem that is titled If Teddy Bears Could Talk. But before I read this, I just want to thank you all again for coming out for this today. Help yourself to some cupcakes out there, some cookies that were made for us, bottled water, anything. Help yourselves. If teddy bears could talk, what would they say? What would they tell you about children with whom they play? They might tell you things you don't want to hear, like Mommy hurt Tommy or Daddy is who we fear. The teddy bears of children are not just some toys. They're sometimes the only love felt by some little girl or boy. So when you see a child scared and alone, find him a teddy bear in need of a home. Know that you've done good by the deed in your heart. You've given this child a place for love to start. Thank you, guys.